What if the richest family on earth didn't want you to know how rich they are? What if their silence wasn't humility, but strategy? The Rothschild family is rumored to control over $400 billion in wealth. So, why don't we see their mansions, their yachts, their private jets? And why, in a world obsessed with showing wealth, would one of history's richest families choose to disappear? We live in an era where billionaires live stream their lifestyles. So, why does the Rothschild name feel distant? Is it because they lost relevance, or because relevance was never the goal? What if the most powerful form of luxury is not being watched at all? And what does it say about wealth when the people with the most of it have the least desire to be seen? The Rothschild story begins in 18th century Europe. But how did a single family rise while entire royal bloodlines collapsed? How did they survive revolutions that destroyed kings? Was it intelligence, timing, or something far more dangerous? Control over money itself? And at what moment did they learn that visibility attracts enemies, but silence builds empires? The Rothschilds didn't chase fame. They built systems. They financed governments. They stabilized economies. They influenced wars without fighting them. But why would a family with this level of power avoid public recognition? What happens when people know exactly how wealthy you are? And more importantly, who benefits when they don't? Why does new money announce itself? Why do luxury cars, watches, and mansions feel like proof rather than pleasure? And why does old money behave differently? Old money doesn't ask, "Will people notice?" It asks, "Will this last for generations?" So, why chase trends when you can outlive them? And why flex when you already own the system? What does luxury look like when money is no longer exciting? Is it estates hidden behind forests? Land owned before borders existed? Art never meant for public eyes? If luxury is about freedom, is privacy the ultimate upgrade? And when you don't need approval, what do you stop buying altogether? Why do old money families value anonymity so highly? Because attention creates targets. History punishes visible power. Kings were executed. Tycoons were overthrown. Public wealth was seized. So is secrecy cowardice? Or is it intelligence sharpened by centuries of survival? And how much wealth disappears simply by never being named? Here's a question few people ask. What if the Rothschilds don't own wealth the way we understand ownership? What if assets are hidden in trusts, foundations, and generational structures designed to outlive individuals? How do you measure wealth that was never meant to be counted? And when ownership becomes abstract, does power become invisible? So, are the Rothschilds really worth 400 billion? Or is that just a number we use because we need something concrete? What if their true advantage is that no one knows the real number? And if wealth can't be measured, can it ever truly be challenged? Why don't we see their homes on magazines? Why no viral mansion tours? No luxury breakdown videos? Is it because there's nothing impressive there? Or because real luxury doesn't translate well on camera? What if the most expensive rooms are the ones you're never allowed to enter? At a certain level, does money lose emotional impact? When everything is affordable, what still feels special? Is it control over time, freedom from public opinion, the ability to move unnoticed? And if attention becomes a liability, why would you ever seek it? Today, the Rothschild name rarely trends. Does that mean decline, or does it mean evolution? What happens when influence no longer needs branding, And in a world addicted to visibility, who holds more power, the loud or the silent? The internet loves myths. But what if the truth is simpler and scarier? What if the Rothschilds aren't pulling strings dramatically, but patiently? What if old money doesn't rush because time is already on its side? And how do you compete with a family that measures success in centuries? Here's the uncomfortable question. If the most powerful families avoid attention, why are we taught to chase it? If wealth loves silence, why are we trained to be loud? And what happens when a society confuses visibility with importance? What if luxury isn't about what you can buy, but what you can avoid? What if success isn't being known, but being untouchable? And what if the real lesson of old money isn't how much they have, but how quietly they keep it? So here's the final question. If the most powerful wealth in history moves in silence, how much power exists today that we'll never see? Because when old money goes quiet, it's rarely gone. It's just waiting.